Alright guys, so welcome to this special edition of ALTX. So today, I'm in my car, and I've got my special friend here, Colin, to interview for ALTX. So without any further ado, let's begin. Alright, so Colin, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Canada. I grew up in Toronto. It's the biggest city in Canada. And I went to University of Victoria to study Japanese history. Okay. Well, I came to Japan because I love Japanese history. Ever since high school, I've wanted to see the country and visit places where samurai have been. And, well, I've loved it here ever since.
So why are you interested in samurai?
Well, it started with video games, and don't let anyone say you can't learn things from video games. It'll teach you some history from around the world. As a foreigner, it's pretty hectic. People are always busy, like working in schools. It's pretty hectic, and other than that though, I like working with kids. They treat me like a celebrity sometimes, so. And that's pretty much my take on it.
So life, normal everyday life.
Normal everyday life.
Yep.
Well, the trash is kind of confusing if you don't know what you're doing. Although what some of us do where we live is we just burn everything. Throw it all in Vernable and hope nobody notices. But just, yeah. The rules are pretty strict though. When you gotta take out before 8 o'clock in the morning, but not at night because of the crows. And yeah, the crows are really big here.
So what are the good things about living in Japan?
Well, for me, since I like the history and the culture, being here, I get to experience it firsthand, talk to people, and through talking with them, I sort of pick up the language. And but saying that, not really being able to read kanji has been one of the downfalls, because everything in the stores is written in kanji and there's no furigana. I mean, some of the street signs are in romanji, but trying to find neighborhoods, that's kind of difficult.
Yeah, let's talk about just everyday life as an ALT, the work week, what it's like.
Okay. Well, my first 2 years here, I had close to 7 schools. I had 2 kindergartens, 1 junior high, and 4 elementary schools. So when you think about being in like a sort of city, you're going to have 30 kids per class, 4 classes per grade. You can't really remember everyone's name, but they'll remember yours. So if you're walking along the street, because I live close to most of my schools, they'll yell at me, but I can only sort of, hi. Although you will learn the bad kids' names pretty quickly. Other than that, the workload as an ALT, it depends on the school. Some teachers like to be really hands-on, and they'll take over the class, and they'll just have you read the dialogue or do the listening activities. Other teachers will actively want you to make presentations, either make an English board or present holidays or something about your country. Or some ALTs, or some teachers will just sit back and let the ALT do their thing and not offer any feedback at all. Those are the tougher schools because you don't know if you're doing anything right or wrong, or if they even want you there.
So the question is, how we need some advice for living in Japan, especially advice for things to get ready before you come. For example, Americans have to get taxes put together and everything taken care of, and just things like that to prepare for when you come to Japan, and how not to go crazy when you're not a Japanese history buff or anime otaku.
Oh. Well, since I have parents who live in Canada, I just said, yeah, you take care of everything back home. So having someone who can pick up your mail or any sort of important things, that's a good thing to prepare for. As for taxes, I'm still young. My parents take care of that too. So again, having someone at home to take care of that stuff is okay. As for not going crazy, when you're at school, if you're working with elementary or junior high school kids, don't take yourself too seriously. Like, I'm a big guy, if you can't tell by the camera. So kids will come up and they'll poke my belly and they'll say rude things, but they're not being malicious about it. So if you just take it with stride, and they'll talk to you, they'll speak Japanese, they'll try English if they like you well enough, and if you have a rapport with the kids, they'll help you out too. Like, one of my first experiences here was I got a slip from the mail, the post office, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I took it to school, and one of the kids saw it, and he's like, "Oh, well, you just go to the post office," or and then he rose his hand and had the teacher phone the post office for me, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
But again, he was the student president, so we had some clout there.
Oh yeah.
And as for not going crazy, find a hobby. Meet people, find a hobby, connect with other ALTs if you don't know the language that well, or as they teach us at training all the time, learn the language.
All right. So what's a good hobby to have in Japan then?
That's a good question. Well, if you're active, a lot of people, I see a lot of people running around, like jogging, or in my area, there's usually some sort of ekiden or marathon thing going on in the summer months, even in fall too. There's also club activities at the junior high school, or if you're with other programs, there's high school clubs too. But if you get connected with the school and the kids that way, they'll be more open to you as well in class. Like for me, I joined the softball team, and the parents all love me. One parent even threw a birthday party for me and had all the kids come, which was pretty cool. So yeah, make friends, connect with the community, and you'll be just fine.
Recording?
Yes.
Okay, can you see my nose?
Yes.
Alright, good. So this has nothing to do with ALTX. I just want to get Colin's opinion on something. Colin,
Yes.
what is your opinion on Japanese pizza?
It's very soggy and chewy.
Is it good?
So-so.
What do you think of corn on pizza?
It's okay with mayonnaise. Mayonnaise and corn.
Go.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey.